Oh my god! Hollywood! Stop making these movies! They haven't been good since 1991! It's time to stop! Terminator Dark Fate. What movie are we on now? Like number 6? So that means there's almost twice as many bad movies in this franchise as there are good ones? And they still just keep making them because people just can't take a hint. That first trailer did not inspire confidence. But, James Cameron's got the reins back now. I'll give it a little bit of leeway. But if even he can't come up with a good Terminator movie anymore, then this franchise just needs to end. You got your work cut out for you, JC.
Talk. Talk fast.
You first.
My name is Sarah Connor. August 29, 1997. It was supposed to be Judgment Day. But I changed the future. Saved 3 billion lives.
All by yourself?
Enough of a resume for you.
You had some help with that, Sarah.
You may have changed the future, but you didn't change our fate.
Oh boy.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to protect you.
Never seen one like you
And
before.
this CG still looks
Almost
pretty bad.
human.
I am human.
How long have they been working
Just
on this?
enhanced. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
I can see you're very upset. I'm going to help you protect the girl.
Nobody else is gonna die because of me! If you don't make it, everybody dies!
Expect a big ping, brother. The whole body's a weapon.
Border
Sorry.
Patrol. Oh boy. Oh, I really hope they're still working on this
is all
CG
over.
because it is.
I am going to kill you.
I understand.
I'll be back.
Look at all those writers. That is never a good sign. Okay, here's my problem with this. Well, my first problem. We know John Connor is in this movie. That's confirmed. But there's no sign of him anywhere in these trailers. So he's obviously going to have a really small role. To be honest, he's probably just in there to get killed off. Because they keep saying that this new girl is so important. So if I had to guess, looks like Terminator had to get woke and she's the future leader of humanity now. And I don't like this at all. You spent every single movie in this series drilling into us that John Connor is so important. He must survive at all costs because he's the savior of humanity, and without him, mankind is doomed. Without him, mankind doesn't have a chance. But now you're saying all that was bullshit because you could have swapped him out for this new character whenever you wanted. Because the savior of humanity is interchangeable somehow. And that just cheapens John Connor's entire character so much after you spent 5 movies trying to make us care about him. Next we have Sarah Connor, who's alive again. August 29th, 1997 came and went. Decades later, Sarah is still fighting Terminators sent back in time to f*** our shit up, which means that despite everything she did in Terminator 1 and T2, the future still went to hell. It's just the further future now. So the war against the machines is still happening, it's just taking a different form. And I don't like this either. The whole mantra of those first two movies, the only good ones in the series, is that the future isn't set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves. All the other sequels deviating from this is where things started to go wrong. Because in order for that mantra to resonate, in order for that to have any kind of emotional weight at all, there has to be hope that the characters can somehow prevent that post-apocalyptic future and make their own fate. But since Hollywood wants to keep cashing in on Terminator sequels as long as possible, all the sequels just throw that away. The impression I'm getting here, from everything we've seen on this, is that the war against the machines is going to happen one way or another. They can't prevent it, they can only postpone it. And in terms of storytelling, that's a terrible way to go. Basically, they went out of their way to retcon all the shitty Terminator films, but then right out of the gate, they've made the exact same mistake all those movies made. If the war against the machines is coming regardless of how we change the future, you've removed all the stakes from the story at that point because you've told us that ultimately nothing the good guys do matters. And in a lot of ways, this is even worse because now they're going out of their way to invalidate a lot of things that made those first two movies so great in the first place. You saved John Connor from the T-1000 and blew up Cyberdyne? Pfft, doesn't matter. Now Judgment Day happens on March 4th, 2026 or something. John Connor probably dies in this movie? Pfft, doesn't matter. Because now this girl is the future savior of humankind because they just grow on trees apparently. Nothing matters. It's all up in the air now. So I guess they'll save this girl in Dark Fate, but that'll change the future again. And then in the next sequel, because you know there's more coming, she gets killed, and then they'll pull another savior of humanity out of their ass, and the process will just repeat itself. And it'll mean less and less every time. Cameron, do you see the corner you've backed yourself into creatively by doing this? I know you've been focused on the Avatar sequels for a while now, but if you wanted to resurrect the franchise that got you to the dance, it really needed more of your attention. Because if you needed 4 other writers to help you slap together a shooting script that you were then gonna farm out to some other director while you were hanging out in Pandora, that's probably not good. Oh man, this CG still does not look good at all. Okay, right here, look at this. So the new Terminator is self-replicating apparently. It can make copies of itself or something. But look how fast he does it. This just looks bad. Remember in T2 when the T-1000 morphed into like a tiled floor in the mental hospital, and it took it a good 15-20 seconds to reform himself, and it was tense and dramatic, and it looked really ominous because it felt real. But here, it's just, boom, replicate, just like that. And it just takes the believability out. It's so fast it looks like a cartoon. And seriously, they did the effects for the T-1000 in 1991, and it looked better than this does. And look at this part. Oh no. Oh, this scene gives me such a sinking feeling. You've got an Hispanic Terminator cutting down Border Patrol agents. Oh, God. Oh, God. They're going to put political commentary in this thing, aren't they? What's next? Is the new Terminator going to call Sarah Connor a nasty woman, and that's how we know it's the bad guy? Is that what we're in for? Oh, spare me. I'll be back. But Sarah Connor says it this time. Hey, writers, how about no one says it this time? Because that line has been so copied and parodied and memed over the years by practically everyone on Earth that it's become a giant cliche. It's not cool anymore. Come up with a new catchphrase, guys, because this just feels lazy now. This movie, man, I just don't have a good feeling. And honestly, that's kind of a shame. Because I like Mackenzie Davis a lot. She looks like she got in really good shape here. I like Gabriel Luna. Dude was awesome as Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but the Terminator franchise just does not have a good track record anymore. And everything I've seen about Dark Fate doesn't make me feel like that's going to change. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter using the link down there so you'll always be notified about new videos. And I'll be back in the very near future. Stick around.